Welcome back to the channel.
Today, we're gonna go do a little bit of exploring around Memphis, and then we're gonna be hitting the road again.
Yeah, we're heading into the Georgia mountains, so come get lost with us. There's a little ducky on the floor. Strolling out the red carpet. There's that Lansky brothers that we saw down on Beale Street last night. They apparently have a Elvis wedding jacket.
Shannon, thank you all so much for being here. Now, before we get outside with a friend, I got some rules to go over. Make sure we have a good time. Rule number one is a biggie. Everyone inside of the couches on the lobby floor with me needs to find a seat in a chair or a couch, not the floor. We still have bar staff, still trying to get through. Frankly, make a better door than a window. You want to see as best they can. So if you're inside the couch, you're inside a seat, you're outside the couches, so please stand alongside stanchions, on the mezzanine. That's pretty good game, guys. Rule number two, I got a special spot for the kids out there. You want to sit alongside the red carpet. It is true.
So they're doing a little show telling the story about the ducks.
Just read that little story in the 1940s, 7 years. When the hotel hired a bellman here by the name of Mr. Edward Pembroke. Mr. Pembroke was a brilliant man. It just so happened that early on in his life, all right. Just adds to the suspense. Hi guys.
Oh, not the red carpet.
Good morning, dummies. It's a long way to say it. Good morning, everyone, guys.
So they come out of that main elevator right there. It's the second one. They follow the red carpet. And then there is the fountain that they jump into. Right there. So it's a really short walk, and most of it's the build-up. The actual ducks getting here only takes about a minute. Look at them go. Again, yeah.
What's going on?
Now they just hang out in the fountain all day. Here's a little bit about the legend of the ducks and how they sort of started. They got food in the water to keep them there. And they're just chilling. There they are. Look at them all. Some of the artwork in the lobby down here. As we're heading out, City of Memphis. Proclamation by the mayor. Heading inside the Lorraine Motel. So normally this looks exactly like it did the day he was assassinated, even with the cars out front. Today it looks like they're doing some maintenance though, so it's probably a little bit different. They're doing repaints and stuff. Looks almost better than some of the hotels we've stayed at recently.
Which goes to show you, if you maintain it, it'll stay good.
And here's the room. The car's out front. And that was his room. Right there. So this is the first room we get to. A recreation of the bus in the back. The Rosa
I
Parks.
need that seat now. Please move back.
The process of social change will be speeded up.
To the city limits of Montgomery.
Freedom Riders. I have a dream room. It's pretty interesting. The president required people to basically agree with individuals he brought. Several were civil rights leaders.
The Black Power movement was a logical extension of the Civil Rights movement.
The reason why Martin Luther was at the Lorraine Hotel was the sanitation strike in '68. Sanitation truck. Here's the room right here that he was staying in. There's a spot over there where the shooter would have been hiding. Check out this really cool display. No. One last shot as we're heading out.
This is the site where Martin Luther King was shot and killed. And
Was assassinated.
they have taken the motel, I think it was in the 80s, they bought the motel.
Yeah, sometime around 80s because they revamped the room in 89, or I believe.
And so essentially they turned all of the rooms of the motel into a museum. And it pretty much chronicalizes the entire civil rights movement from its inception, freedom of African Americans and enslaved people, because it wasn't just African Americans that were enslaved, but majority were African Americans.
Yeah, it starts with the slave trade. So you start the first terms of slave trade. It slowly progresses to some Civil War stuff, and then it sort of gets into the civil rights movement that sort of got sparked out of the Emancipation Proclamation and like the slow progression of rights and things, Supreme Court cases, stuff like that played roles, good and bad, to the progress of freedom.
I thought there was a room with Rosa Parks in the bus, and you could get on the bus, and they had like an audio track that was playing. I thought that was really interesting.
And then we got to see this Freedom Riders bus after it had been burnt down. I don't know if that's the actual Freedom Riders bus or if it's a replica of it, but it's just fascinating to see how destroyed it was, and then hearing their story of getting escorted from one place and feeling safe, and then the next place they just abandoned them and have them arrested. Really some fascinating history to learn along the way, and some important pieces to know as someone, if you're interested in the sort of the history of the U.S. or even the history of the civil rights.
Yeah, so President Kennedy threw the Freedom Riders under the bus and made a deal with the governor in Alabama or Mississippi. It was Mississippi. And he basically made a backroom deal and said that he wouldn't stand in the way of their arrest. But the Freedom Riders didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. And then it moves on to the some of the Martin Luther King Jr., some of the stuff that he was here for. Now, he was in Memphis because of the sanitation strike, so they had a little bit about that. And then the last exhibit you get to is the room that he stayed in. You actually stand in the room that his friends were in, and then the room across the way is a replica of just more rooms that he had reserved for helpers and other people.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the Lorraine Motel is it was actually quite popular for musicians to come and stay at, like when they were traveling through Memphis. It was a very popular motel location in this area.
Yeah, because it was already desegregated. And one of the interesting stories too is that right before he goes out on the ledge, Martin Luther is talking to one of his favorite artists and asked him to play his favorite song that night during one of their ceremonies, I think at the church. So he was like, "Oh yeah, play that for me tonight. I really like it." And then he went outside, and they say that in the stuff that was there, he was kind of jovial and happy and just talking to people. And then all of a sudden the shot rang out, and no one saw like who it was or where it's set up from. All I know is that he just went down, and then according to the stuff, he doesn't say anything after he got shot. So that was it.
That was it. And it's a very like revering moment to be kind of there where things happened, kind of like yesterday where we were at Central High School. So it's interesting that this all kind of yesterday and today kind of tied together.
Yeah, not planned.
Not planned.
We can pretend like we did if you'd like, if that makes you all feel better. But it was an amazing museum, definitely worth visiting. It takes about, I would say, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours if you stop and like read everything. There's a lot to read. There's some interactive displays that were down today, but there's a good mixture of interactive displays, artifacts, and just some text-based learning too that you can do there. Yeah. So if you all ever want to come here or have any questions, we're happy to answer them and kind of direct you to where to get that information.
Yeah, so we're going to continue our day, and we'll take you guys with us.
Yeah, just like yesterday, we're going to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we made it to the birthplace of Aretha Franklin. There's some stuff on the fence. Look how small it is. It's such a tiny house. And it says she was born in this house on March 25th, 1942. Sorry, Memphis fence in the way there. There's the sign for you in case you want to read it. But yeah, look how small this house is. It is really, really tiny. So what do you think?
It's interesting, honestly. I kind of drove by it that one time, so it's kind of nice to actually get out and like look at it. It's fascinating. Fascinating piece of Memphis history.
One last look at the house. There's the street it's on. It kind of goes this way. So it is definitely in a small neighborhood. And there's a church right down the road too. We are heading towards the Big Bass Pro Shop. So this apparently was originally going to be like some kind of like
the destination is on your right.
Sports facility or something like that for a big sports team or something. They were trying to make it kind of like fancy. Then the funding went under. They couldn't find anybody to take it. And it was like years before Bass Pro Shop's like, yeah, we'll take it. So now it's the strangest Bass Pro Shop I am aware of.
Yep.
Outdoor World in Memphis, Tennessee. Look at that thing. Look how big it is. Reminds me of the Luxor. But more glass-esque. They have a Ducks Unlimited underneath it. Waterfowling Heritage Center. The Big Bass Pro Shop. There's a road, obviously, in the way. Alright, Bass Pro Shops. Heading on in. Check out, there's a hotel here, so you can stay at the hotel here, which is very much Luxor-esque. Fascinating. Look at this big fireplace. That's crazy. Check out the interior here. There's a pond, right? And then there's like a house back there. It's like a swamp-esque house. There's some rooms from the hotel. Even some fish in the water. Look at all of them. They definitely have the swamp thing down. It kind of reminds me of like a bayou scene. And then there's an elevator up the middle there. All the way up to the top. So, got some alligators out here. There's one in the water behind them too. It is right by this big elevator. It's a crazy looking elevator. I wonder what's up at the top. So the elevator is for an observation deck that apparently also has a restaurant. Opens at 11. Oh, there it is. Here they come back down. So if you want to eat up there, or there's an observation deck. That does cost $8 and $5 for kids. And check out the bait and tackle over here. And then they have like rooms. Up at the top area, those are all rooms that you can stay in at the hotel. Going into some wild forest. The theme here is really cool. Check out the little waterfall in the back here. All the animals. They do have one of those big Bass Pro Shop tanks that they always have at these places. That's pretty cool. Big old fake tree in the middle. It's pretty neat. I definitely like the architecture and stuff here. And the theming is on point. Fishy. Got some deers in front. And they have this old truck over here. That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Old pickup truck. GMC. All right, what'd you think of the pyramid?
It was interesting. Really dark in there, like really dark. It was almost, they had like a whole swampy thing going on.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat, the theming and stuff of it. I can't imagine trying to shop there though. Like they said, it's so dark, everything's so spread out, it's not really clear what the stuff is. But it is so cool to see the inside. I wish the observation deck was a little bit cheaper. $8 to go up there to see the observation deck is a little steep for us. So we decided to pass on that today, but it is amazing, and you definitely should at least come up and see the outside from the parking lot.
For sure. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to go in and you just walk around. They do have a Wahlburgers in there, so if you're looking for a place to have some lunch, that might be it. I've never had Wahlburgers, so I can't really tell you if it's a good place to eat or not, but it's a place to eat in a store.
And there's also a restaurant up at the top of the observation deck too, so you have two different options where you can eat. And then there's a hotel here, so if you wanted to stay the night, that could be an option too. It'd definitely be an interesting experience.
For sure. So, we are going to hit the road. We've got 442 miles left of this road trip.
Yeah, so we're gonna hit the road and we'll come get you along the way. Well, we're still in Tennessee. We got about 302 miles left to go, but I wanted to update on the terrain. We're getting into some mountains. It's pretty cool.
Yep, we went from kind of hilly, I guess you could call Memphis. Now we're gonna get into some more wooded mountain area.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like that till we get to your dad's.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that till we get to my dad's. Unless we come across a city, which I don't think we cross anything really big anytime soon. But we'll see what we can get into, see what we see on the way there, and maybe we'll get some animals too, because that area is pretty well known for different wildlife being there.
Deers, bears.
Beets, Battlestar Galacticas. Check out the cutouts of those mountains. Coming up to another one. Pretty cool. We got 3.5 hours to go. We're just outside of Nashville on the National Guard Parkway. Yeah, check out that view. It's really nice. We've officially gotten off Highway 40.
On Highway 24 now.
We're on Highway 24 now, heading east. Do you want to say goodbye to Highway 40?
Highway 40 has been good to us. I enjoyed the Route 66 parts. And yeah, let's see how. I think we take a bunch of different highways from here on out because you kind of have to like go this way and then this way. And then as you kind of like weave your way down to middle of nowhere, Georgia.
3.5 hours left. A little ways out of Chattanooga as we follow a Volvo truck that's basically towing a bunch of Volvos. But yeah, you can see how the landscape's changed again. Now we're definitely in the mountains. Look at those tall trees. You enjoying your drive?
Yeah, trying to get as much done in the daylight hours as we possibly can. And it's probably time to throw her in mountain mode and she's going to hate us for probably the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. Probably have about an hour left of the sun. It looks like it's going down as it is.
And when you're in the mountains, it disappears even quicker.
Right.
So, but we're going to get dinner when we get to Chattanooga, I think. So hopefully we'll only have
goal. Keep on heading. We're almost to Chattanooga, I would imagine. We got about 2 hours, 15 minutes left. There's a big lake in front of us. It's really pretty. And look at the GPS. It's all water around us. Crazy. Ooh.
It's gorgeous.
Look at all that water.
Makes me think of when my aunt and uncle lived in Tennessee, and I really don't remember where in Tennessee they lived, but we used to go out to a lake like this, and we would go boating. Like they would pull us in the inner tubes behind it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That was a different life.
Alright, passed into Georgia. Saw just in the corner there.
But I think we're going to go right back into Tennessee. We're going towards Chattanooga, so
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
I don't get that either. Yeah, I thought we went through Chattanooga, honestly.
It's weird, guys.
And then south to Birmingham, which is Alabama, in case you're wondering.
Bama.
Bama. Yeah, keep going. I didn't realize Georgia was so quickly coming upon us.
I didn't either. I thought we would be on the other side of Chattanooga before we saw that sign.
Yeah. Food stop for the night. Good old Cracker Barrel. Haven't had this in forever. We just got done eating at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we haven't ate Cracker Barrel in at least a year, maybe 2 years.
It's like, yeah. Well, you for longer. I had it one time when you were working, but
They
yeah,
had
it's been a long
beignets
time.
last time,
Yeah.
and I did not see beignets this time, so they definitely did not do very well, I guess.
Well, we normally get the chicken fried chicken. That's our favorite. At least it used to be. It's okay now. It's just like boneless breast anymore, where it used to be like flattened chicken.
Yeah, it's had several iterations of
Yes,
it, and
yes.
they've changed it so many times. At one point, they were just giving you chicken tenders.
Oh, that was so bad.
It's had... it was okay tonight, though. I will
Yeah.
say it was not bad.
Biscuits were good. The hash brown casserole, I had it. A lot of times you get that, especially at the end of the day. It's all like crusty and stuff. It was actually good, and so was the mac and cheese.
Yeah, I had green beans and mashed potatoes and my country apples, and
Fried
they were
apples.
tasty.
Yeah. So not too bad. We've got about 2 hours left till we get home, to my dad's, I should say. So we're going to head out, and it's going to be pretty dark.
Yeah.
All right, so after about a week of driving, we have finally made it to Georgia.
Woo! And that's where we're at right now.
Yep.
We are hanging out in the mountains, and we love it.
Yep, doing some editing, getting some work done. But the trip here, really good.
Yeah.
The Aretha Franklin's house, pretty neat to see. It is in a slightly sketch part of town, so definitely be cautious if you're a single person going there. May want to be a little extra cautious. Civil Rights Museum,
Really
amazing. Yeah. Had a lot of cool displays, really interesting things to learn in there about the Freedom Riders and some of the other actions that were taken to I guess,
Change the course of history, really.
get the right to vote, to almost end slavery, those type of things. And then we went to the pyramid to kind of tap off with some fun to the seriousness. That was weird. I've got to be honest, that was a weird store, very dark,
So
super
dark.
cool, but really kind of strange.
It felt really kind of like out of place, but it was interesting to say that we've been to the store in the pyramid.
Yeah. Then we stopped at Cracker Barrel on the way here, which was good for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, actually, it was probably one of the better experiences we've had at Cracker Barrel, because we haven't had always the greatest experiences at Cracker Barrel, and it was good.
And then we got here pretty late, and we just kind of crashed and went to sleep. And now we're giving you a little bit of a roundup here.
Yeah, overall, the trip from start to finish was a fantastic trip that I think I will remember for the rest of my life. We took Route 66 almost the whole way here till about Oklahoma. We got to see so many cool sights along the way. We got to do so many cool things. So, yeah, we're so glad you guys got to tag along with us.
Yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon, saw the Cadillac Ranch, went to the Big Texan, explored Oklahoma City, got to see Little Rock. We went to the Peabody and saw the Ducks and saw the March this morning. Really, really cool experience. And if you didn't see any of that stuff, subscribe and check out some of the other links to our videos throughout the channel.
Yeah, and we are hoping to plan more road trips like this in the future and take you guys along for all those fun adventures. So if you like this kind of video, make sure you give it a thumbs up
Make sure to hit that subscribe button,
and ring the notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
and we'll come and get you on for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.